Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Making Time and Money Your
Biatch!
training for the Challenge Mastery Mentorship Program. This is in week 1 of the Challenge Mastery Mentorship.
We are your hosts, Kit and Rosie Volcano, and I'm really excited to bring this training to you today. So the reason I love this training and I love starting with it is because if you don't set appropriate goals, it can set you up for a failure cycle. And here is why. I see a lot of people coming into coaching, business development with these, like, I'm not going to say ridiculous, but oftentimes grandiose goals. Like, I'm going to make $2 million in my first launch, when they have nothing to back it up and they don't even know how to make $1. Or I'm going to make $1 million in my sleep. And you need to learn how to make money while you're awake before you can make money in your sleep. And what that does is it sets people up for this like roller coaster of failure. And also what it does is, if you set your goal at 2 million and you make your first 10,000, it's going to make that $10,000 feel like something not worth celebrating. When going from 0 to your first 10,000 is amazing. It is something that needs to be celebrated. It's something that needs to be honored and acknowledged and just like joyfully celebrated. Or even going from your 0 to your first $1,000 is a big deal. So I'm gonna
I want to take a poll really quick. So yeah. I want, if you're watching this, whether you're watching it live or you're watching the replay, I want you to type in the chat box, how many of you have made your first dollar online as an entrepreneur, whether it's through coaching or any other type of services, building your business online? Type in the chat box
or in the Facebook chat, depending on where you're watching this. I want to know, like so I've made this much money.
Your first
online.
dollar.
I've made my first dollar. This is how much I've made. I want to know, how much have you made?
Awesome.
Where are you at? Where is everybody at right now?
How many of you have made your first $500 online? Woohoo! That's right. Okay. How many guys have made your first 5,000? All right. All right. Awesome, guys. How many of you have made your first 25,000? Whoop, whoop, whoop.
And just let us know, how much have you made?
How much have you made? It could be total, it could be all at once, cumulative.
Cumulative. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
And if you're following along in the Facebook group on the replay, just make a little post that said, this is how much I've made
doing what I do in this current business, the reason why I'm here. How much have you actually made? Just type in, how much have you actually made?
And if it's 0, that's okay.
Yeah,
if you're
totally
just starting,
okay.
That's fine. It's no big deal. I just want to know where everybody's at. So the most, this is how much money I have made cumulative online total.
And it could be just a rough estimate too.
Cool.
8 to 9K, 5K total in pounds. 5K. Good to know.
There's going to be people, this program is going to be going for a while. So there's going to be people that have made hundreds of thousands of dollars. There's going to be people who are making their first dollar. And
15K last year, all online. Woohoo! 8K with my first client. Wow, Nicole, that's great. Amazing.
Awesome.
All right, so I want you guys now to answer. All right, 3K total, awesome. 1 to 2K, amazing, guys. Okay, so now what I want you to answer is, what do you think your goal is right now? So let's say the reason why you joined this program, if this challenge course is over in 12 weeks, how much do you want to make from your first challenge? Since you're doing Challenge Mastery Mentorship, how much would you like to make from your first challenge? What do you think your goal is right now? I want to know. What's your goal from your first challenge? This is just the total amount that you're going to make from your first challenge. All right, so we've got 10,000 pounds, 5,000. Don't say a month. Just say from your first challenge. 25K, David. All right. Michelle, 3,000 a month. Natalie, 10K, first challenge, 5 to 10,000. Great, guys. Okay, cool. So let's get into the training.
There's no wrong answers here.
There's no wrong answers. We're just getting the ball rolling and seeing where you guys are at.
And this challenge is really going, this training is really going to help meet everybody at their own individual needs, their own individual business expenses and personal expenses, and help you set goal setting based on that.
Yes. So how many of you guys are new to the world of self-employment or specifically online entrepreneurship? What we love about being online entrepreneurs and running our own business in general is these things, right? These are all the reasons why we love it. You can be your own boss. You don't have to kiss anybody's butt. You get to create your own destiny. You get to live into the vision for the world, your vision for the world, not someone else's.
You get to work wherever you want, choose your workspace, work from home, work pantsless, work in Bali.
You get a dynamic workflow, which means you get to set your own schedule. You can take yoga and meditation breaks in the middle of the day if you wanted to, or you could work till 2 a.m. if you wanted to. It's totally up to you.
Yep. Choosing your own clients. No more dealing with unpleasant clients from someone else's business. Now you get to choose the people who suit your vision. And you can fire clients too.
Yeah.
It's really
fun. So for wherever you're at, whether you're brand new to this or you've had a little bit of experience, you've chosen wisely. Self-employment and entrepreneurship is one of the most exhilarating rides of your life. Your income, your impact will grow to the extent that you grow. So let's dedicate some time and energy to that growth right now. Ready? So first things first, we're going to look at the two biggest hurdles that most healers and coaches, you like that?
The slide is everything.
I know, have in building their business. What are the two biggest hurdles, guys? Can you guess? Can you guess what those hurdles are? What are the biggest challenges that online entrepreneurs have in building their business? Time and money. I know the hints weren't very obvious.
Mindset too. Yes, it's true.
Well, yeah, for sure. That goes without saying.
Time and money is a reflection of your mind.
Totally.
So
you're going to map out the time that you're going to dedicate to this program so that you will make your entire investment back in 12 weeks or less. And together we will face money. We want money to be a comfortable and exciting topic for you, not a scary one. This can be something that many healers or online entrepreneurs, coaches get uncomfortable around. So we're going to face it head on.
So our goal is to empower you to put the money you invested in this program right back in your pocket.
Yeah. So today we're going to teach you how to set your money goals.
Actually, our real goal is to put that money right back in your pocket, but also help you see that how valuable coaching and mentorship is, that you make coaching and mentorship a non-negotiable and you become our lifetime client. That's our real goal, is to provide you with such amazing service and get you such great results that you couldn't fathom living without us.
All right. So who's excited? Let's focus on money first. So many people in heart or healing focused businesses can be allergic to selling and to setting financial goals because it can feel like it cheapens your service and the care that you deliver to your clients. How many of you guys can relate to that? Being afraid of setting financial goals because it's like, oh, setting financial goals or like wanting to make money off of people. People aren't dollar signs. How many of you felt this way before? Or maybe you're afraid that others see you this way. Surprisingly, it's actually the opposite. If you aren't charging your clients enough, they will not value your service and you will rob them of benefiting from your skills and expertise. Anybody who we give discounted coaching services to in the past versus people who've paid full price, guess what? The ones who paid less than full price or the ones that we undercharged didn't show up and didn't get the transformation.
Oh my God.
9 times out of 10.
We just raised our prices to 10K for foundations, and those clients are fucking amazing.
They are on fire. It's amazing. So the more people pay, the more they will receive.
And they're getting the same damn program, but somehow they're getting better results.
Right? So if they don't pay, they won't value what they do and they won't commit to doing the work. A lot of healers and service-based entrepreneurs can feel icky around marketing and sales. The truth is, marketing sales give you the opportunity to make a greater impact on the people who need your magic.
So right now, your first mini assignment is a quick mini assignment to give you a mini perspective, just a mini perspective shift around money. I realized we said mini 100 times. Make a list of everyone. Okay, so you guys ready for this? Make a list of, and you can do this in the Facebook chat, in the live stream chat if you're catching it live. But you know, for me, when I get a homework assignment, just posting it in the group, whether I'm told to or not, it adds a layer of depth and accountability for me.
Absolutely.
So make a list of everyone or everything you've ever bought that has made a positive impact in your life.
And do you want them to do that right now or after this is over? Like pause the video if they're watching the replay, or do we want to give them time to do it right now?
I'd say do it right. Do it like if you're watching live, put a few things in the chat box.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're watching live, go back and do the full list. If you are watching the replay, pause the video and make a list right now. So hear what other people have written, get your juices flowing, pause the video and make the list, make it in the Facebook group, be amazing for accountability. So the next, after you've got the list, write where you would be if you didn't have access to those products or services that you purchased or anything else like it. So,
oh my God, where would we be if we never got coaching, our first coach?
Oh, Jesus.
We'd be selling candles with animal prayers on them online.
Where would you be if
maybe working at Trader Joe's? I don't know.
This sounds really simple, but where would I be if I didn't sign up for a Stitch Fix box?
Yeah, that's scary to think about.
I know.
Fashion emergency.
I love my Stitch Fix
Fashion
box.
911.
It's so true. Where would you be without your yoga teacher training that you went to?
Oh my God. Changed our life.
Where would you be without the massage place down the street that we went to the other day?
Totally.
Like honestly, I feel like that massage saved our marriage.
Totally. Definitely.
I was like, yeah, it was like, whoa, we are ourselves again after that massage.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
So we've got a couple answers coming in through the chat. We've got BizCraft Foundations program. Absolutely. Traveling, my MacBook Pro. I would be a very different person without all these investments. We've got Spirit Bridge practitioner, ministry, therapy for disordered eating, yoga teacher trainings. Beautiful. Wow.
Yep.
Yes. Coaching training, erupt and flow a second time, Reiki training, so much travel, massage, car therapy, yoga. Awesome, guys.
Now, where would those businesses be if they did not allow themselves to receive money for the products or services that they rendered to you? Where would they be?
Or if they were undercharging and burning out and giving up because they weren't making enough to pay their bills, where would they be? Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Who could imagine a world without Apple? Many people could, but not me. Literally all of our technology, like all of our computers, phones, everything has been Apple for so long now that I feel like I feel illiterate when I try to use a Windows computer. We just got this Neuroptimal machine. It's like a neurofeedback machine that comes with a Windows laptop to operate it on. And we're both like, what is this thing?
All right. So where would those businesses be if they did not receive money to render services to you or products?
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't have a business.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
They like Apple would be gone.
Yeah. Right.
Amazon, where like Amazon gets a bad rap, but where would so many of us have been in the pandemic without Amazon?
Walmart. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we would have been at Walmart.
Probably.
Our lives would be over.
Our lives would be over. The same would go for all your potential clients. If you don't receive money and take yourself seriously as a business, you won't stay in business for long.
You're just a hobby coach.
Yeah, there's something unique about your gifts.
Let me just say that again. You're just a hobby coach.
Don't say that.
You're just a hobby
Not
coach.
our clients.
No, you're not.
There's something unique about your gifts that only you can offer, and it is your duty to bring them into the world and receive the capital to keep your gifts flowing into the world.
It is your duty to
it's your sacred duty.
Receive money to keep your gifts going out into the world.
Yes. Okay. So second money assignment.
We're going to have you make a budget.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Sexy.
So it's really important to know what you're spending, where you're spending it. Look at money unafraid, in the eye, with acceptance, and be willing to understand where you're spending your money, but also your financial needs.
Mm-hmm.
So what I want you guys to do is log in what you spent last month. Start tracking your spending. It could be personal, business, or personal and business, depending on where you're at in your business. Mm-hmm. And
now this could be a homework assignment, guys. You don't have to do this right now because it might take a little bit of time. Okay. So just take a screenshot of this. And I believe the homework is going to be attached to this training as well. So you'll be able to see the homework after we're done recording this training. But go ahead for now. If you're watching this live, take a screenshot. So we want you to log in. It all went to coffee. Yep.
Yeah.
Everything you spent last week, start tracking your spending and create a plan for how you want to spend your money.
You know, I had a really hilarious conversation with somebody yesterday. I'm not going to name who, but when I give away the details, you guys will, if you know her, you'll know exactly who I'm talking about. But she was saying that her husband and her were going over their yearly finances. And her husband was like, you spend so much money on coaching. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. And then like, you're spending all this money. And then they looked at their finances stacked next to each other. And he had ended up spending way more money fishing, on coffee, beer, and eating out than she had spent on coaching.
What?
And she and she had also spent on her other expenses, and she was now making more money than his business.
Wow.
So
amazing.
Actually looking at what you're spending is really powerful.
So we want you to start being able to tell your money where you want it to go instead of wondering where it all went at the end of the month. You can make your budget now or later, but before we go on, you need to have a basic understanding. So again, you guys work on this for homework. We're going to go over the rest of the training first and then use this as a homework assignment. So we're going to help you figure out how much money do you need to get by personally, or we want you to figure that out. And how much money does your business need to get by monthly? Some people call it your monthly
nut.
I don't know why, but that phrase creeps me out, just like moist creeps some people out, but calling it your monthly nut is just like, okay, but that is what some people refer to it as. It's like, right? Natalie's like, hate it.
It's called covering the nut.
Covering the nut. It's what are all of the different expenses that your business needs to run successfully every single month. Our monthly nut for the Little Volcano is somewhere between 50 and
25, $30,000 to $50,000 depending on the month.
$30,000 to $50,000 depending on the month. That includes payroll, includes all our subscription software services. It includes our email marketing service. It includes contractors that we hire to, lawyers and designers and
Facebook
coaches
marketing
and Facebook ads. So we didn't start out that way. We started out with a
salary.
very, very, very small net because we are willing to do most of the work ourselves. And our business has slowly grown to this point where now that's what it costs to run the Little Volcano. All right. So you guys are going to figure out how do we do that again? Right. Yes. Okay. So here's a little Tony Robbins quote. Setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible visible. So if you guys are thinking that like, I have no clue what my monthly nut is, I don't know what my business needs to make, I don't even know how much I spend every month, it feels like shooting in the dark, right? It's like this intangible thing. How are you supposed to work with that if you don't even know what the numbers are? So that's what goal setting is all about. It's about actually taking that stuff that feels like a mystery and turning it into something you can grab a hold of, something you can see and feel and taste and touch and smell. Okay.
Tony Robbins also, congratulations, just had a baby
at
with
61.
His wife, Sage, at 61, and she's 48. They just had a surrogate carry their baby.
Amazing. So
right?
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So depending on what stage.
That's some goal setting right there.
Although by the time we're 61, I want to be retired. I think, I'm sure you can be having babies. Okay. So depending on what stage of business you're in, you might want to go about this in two different ways. So one, if you're still being financially supported by an investor, your partner or your employer, you're going to work this from a simply business perspective, covering business costs and investments. Number two, if you're fully supported by your business, you will include your business costs and your personal costs in your goal setting. You guys got that?
So you're supported by an outside.
Oh yeah, it's Nat. Look at how cute she is. That was at our second ever Magma in Berlin, Germany. And Natalie is wearing my mermaid crown and being a queen.
So if you're still being supported by an employer, like AKA your job, your partner, or, like a parent or a grandparent or somebody who financially supports you, no shame, call them your investor. Okay.
Somebody giving you free rent right now,
your investor.
They're your investor.
And if you have investors right now, you're just going to work this from a business perspective, covering your business costs and investments. You're supported by your business. right now, like Rosie and I are, then you want to include your personal expenses in on your budget.
Yes.
So this is how you work your goals for the next 12 weeks. You're going to have a minimum, a target, and a stretch goal. Your minimum goal is going to be what you need to cover your basic costs. Okay. So that's different if you have an investor versus if you are your sole financial provider.
Exactly.
So like, let's say we'll get into it actually. Your target goal is to cover your costs plus 50%. Okay. So let's say your business costs right now are $1,000 and you have an outside investor, $1,000 a month. So your target goal would be $1,000 plus 50% of that. So 1,500 would be your target goal. Your stretch goal, double that or more. So say your expenses are $1,000 a month. Plus 50% would be 1,500. Double that would be 3,000. Got it? All right. So done is better than perfect.
You guys know this quote by now from us. We say it all the time. Done is better than perfect.
I do not want you to create a motherfucking opus on your first go round of your challenge. I want you to create something that you will refine and repeat.
Yeah.
If you burn yourself out trying to make this first thing perfect, the chances of you repeating it again will be lower than if you create it and say, yep, it's going to be good. And I'm going to do my best and I'm going to repeat it. And I'm in this for life. I'm in this for the process.
Right.
And I'm committed to being a business coach, like a coach that's about entrepreneurship and in it for the business, not just in it for the hobby.
Right. Another quote that I love that goes hand in hand with this is if you wait, if you're not embarrassed by your first product or your first launch, you waited too long to launch. If you're not embarrassed by your first product, you waited too long to launch. So basically what that means is this goes for every assignment that we give you guys, including your first challenge. Your first challenge is not going to be perfect. Your first budget is not going to be perfect. Your first goals might not be perfect, but what's important is that you just get them done. You can always go back and redo them again later or adjust them later. And the point of the challenges of writing your ads, of doing your posts, of doing your live videos, live videos, especially, man, especially, you have to just do them. The only way to get comfortable with them is just to do them. Okay. So just remember that, just get them done. And if you're embarrassed by them later on, that means you did it right. Okay.
So next,
these are some examples of goals.
Actually, we're not there yet. Go back.
Oh, okay.
So I want to talk about some of the hard costs for your business needs to survive.
Oh, there we go.
Now. There we are.
I skipped it somehow.
It's okay. So it might be different depending on the type of business you have. If you have an investor, you're not going to include your personal expenses. If you don't have an investor, you're covering your own personal nut, then you're including your personal expenses.
Personal nut.
So right now, if you have an investor, your business might just simply be running off technology, maybe an assistant, probably not yet though, some ad spend and coaching and mentorship. Because if you're not covering your nut right now with your business, you should definitely have a coach and a mentor. And if you're watching this, congratulations, you're amazing. So your monthly nut shouldn't be that high. And like you can start including some things like internet and all of that, technology, software, whatever. But if your business isn't making money yet, you shouldn't be weaving in your personal expenses. You should only be doing that to for taxes, for fun write-offs. Anyway, so what I want you to do is if you're launching every 3 to 4 months, if you're planning to launch a challenge every 3 to 4 months, find out what your expenses are for the next 4 months, and then figure out what you need to cover with your launch. You got it?
Target, minimum, and stretch. I should go minimum, target, stretch.
Minimum, target, stretch.
Yeah. So remember, minimum target is your nut plus 50%. And stretch is double that.
Yep. So your minimum, cover the cost and investment of the program plus your business expenses. Target, double that. Stretch, quadruple that. Got it?
Okay.
So to jump from making no money to making money in your business is the single hardest jump that you can make. Once you figure out how to make your first 5,000, you can repeat the process, add systems, or scale it. Once you make consistent money, you've identified a market of people. What that means is you've identified a market of people who want to give you money. Then you can grow it and you can double it, quadruple it every single time. All right. So your first homework assignment, you guys ready? Is to figure out your monthly expenses. You're doing that with your budget. Calculate your minimum, your target, and your stretch goals. Post it in the Facebook group, your minimum, target, and stretch goals, and turn your target goal into a mantra. Make it a rhyme. So I want to play with you guys with this. So just offhand, if you're doing a challenge every 4 months, what are your business expenses? What would the total of your business expenses be for 4 months? Include coaching, include your softwares, but keep it pretty bare if you're just starting. Don't go throwing in like your cell phone. Don't go throwing in all that stuff. Because if you didn't have a business yet, you'd be paying for that personally. So total up 4 months of business expenses. Actually 3, because 3 months of business expenses, because 12 weeks is 3 months. 3 months of business expenses. Now, if your business is covering if you're living off of your business, total up 3 months of personal and business expenses. And then type in your chat box. What is your estimated 3-month nut? If you're doing this as homework, come back and tell us your exact 3-month nut using the hashtag covering the nut. Minimum, if you have an investor, aka Papi Angelo, your husband, your job, we're calling your job your investor right now because it's like,
it's supporting your business.
Supporting your business. If you have an investor, you're not including your personal expenses. You're only doing your business expenses. Yeah.
But if your business is fully supporting you right now, and that's the only way that you make money,
then you're including your personal expenses too.
Yes.
Make sense? You could do two. You could do 2 budgets. You could do a future budget and a now budget.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, what we want is to just get your business to cover itself. And then we want to get your business to cover you. So you could do 2.
All right. Should we pause the recording?
Yeah.
All right. So Megan has typed in that her minimum that she needs to make for 3 months is $6,800.
Uh-huh.
That is a great goal to start with. So that would be the minimum goal, right?
Great. Yeah.
And then Megan, what would be your target goal? So if it's 6,800 plus 50%.
So how you do this is 6,800 divided by 2 plus 6,800.
So 6,800 plus 3,400 is 10,200. So Megan, your target goal is 10,200.
Great.
And then your stretch goal would be, what is that?
6,800 times 4.
Something.
Just quadruple it or something. It's not an exact science, and you can play with numbers that feel really good. So like 2,700, 30,000, something like that.
Okay, great. Thanks, Caitlin. Thank you, numbers people. 13,600 is double what the minimum is. All right. So those are great numbers to work with, Megan, for your first challenge, especially. All right, guys. So for those of you who are still figuring that out or who need a little bit more time, just do that as part of your homework assignment. For the rest of the training, we're going to talk a little bit about.
There's one more thing that I wanted to go over. Let me see your phone. Pause it.
Okay.
I want everyone here to put their numbers in, even if it's an estimate.
Minimum 9,570. Okay, 9,570.
Natalie, is that with your personal expenses included? Because if your business is spending $3,000 a month, okay, personally cover every month.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure you do just a business one too. Minimum 3 months, approximately 3K, target stretch. Okay. All right, go ahead and take us off mute or put us back on record.
It's recording.
Oh, okay, cool. We're recording. So the next thing, what you're going to do is you're going to turn your target goal into a mantra. Okay. So say your target goal is $10,000. You could say 10K in 10 weeks. Something that is repeatable and memorize. Can you say that word for me?
I don't know what word you're trying to say.
Memorizable?
Memorable, memorizable. So
memorizable? Yeah,
uh-huh.
yeah. And I want you to turn it into a mantra. What makes a mantra even more powerful? Who's been through the gist? Rhyming!
Make it rhyme.
Yes. Why is rhyming so powerful? You can't forget that shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's stuck in your head forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So figure out what your target goal is and turn it into a rhyme. And when you have that rhyme, post it in the Facebook group. Let us know. You might not come up with your rhyme right away, but I want you guys to be saying your rhyme, singing it with joy, skipping through the house and saying your mantra all week, month, day long for the next 3 months. Okay. One of our clients, her goal was 50K in 10 weeks, 50K in 10 weeks, 50K in 10 weeks, 50K in 10 weeks. Guess what happened? Her business did not make 50K in 10 weeks. Her business actually ended up making money a couple weeks later, making a bunch of money a couple weeks later, shy of that. But her husband's business got an order for $50,000, like one of their biggest orders ever.
Mm-hmm. He made ceramics.
The cool thing is we don't want to just teach you business. We want to teach you magic too. We want to teach you how to marry the spirit in your business. And if you have fun with your mantra, you never know. It might show up through your business and somewhere else. And you might just imprint something into the universe to bring it back to you. Mm-hmm. So get your mantra, have it rhyme, make it fun, skip while you say it, enjoy the vision of it. And yeah, so next, what I want to do is I want to go over your the calculator. So can you pull up the
success calculator?
Success calculator.
All right, so here's the success calculator that we gave out during the Launch Your Challenge Bootcamp, and you should have it somewhere in your email. We'll make sure that you guys get another copy of this. If you don't have it, or if you couldn't get yours to work, we'll figure something out for you. Okay.
Just send an email to support@thelittlevolcano.com.
Now, this is really important for setting your target minimum and stretch goals for your challenge.
So it's cool to do business plans on a napkin. And up until I had the success calculator, I was doing business plans on a napkin. But now your whole life has changed. Can you see how excited I am? All right. So let's plug in your
we would do business plans not on a napkin, in a manifestation box. We would just write down what we wanted, put it in a little box, and make a vision board and be like, okay, it's gonna happen. Now this is like just bringing it a little bit more down to earth.
This will make it really easy for you to decide what you want to price your program at. So let's say your minimum Somebody give me their minimum target and stretch.
Well, we have Megan's.
Megan, what was yours?
Let's just say 6,800.
6,800.
Yeah, you have to click on the screen again, I think.
Great.
Okay.
Now watch over here, the minimum goal. So if your offer price of your program is $1,000, if it's 2,500, it's 5,000, 10,000, 25,000. Watch this change when I click off. Boom. See that?
Look at that, guys. Isn't that cool?
So
if Megan's minimum goal is $6,800 to make from her challenge, and her offer, let's say the different offer prices are here, then this is how many people signups required to reach her minimum goal.
now, Megan, what was your target? Well, it was 6,800 plus 3,400. What was that equal
Let's
to?
just call it 11,000.
11,000. No, that's, oh yeah, okay, 11,000. Now watch the target change when I click off. Boom.
Woo!
So if her offer price is $1,000, she'll need 11 people. If her offer price is 2,500, she'll need 4.4 people. If her offer
Now,
price is 5,000.
By signups, that means people converting from the challenge into a program. That doesn't mean people signing up for the challenge. Okay, just to be clear.
All right, so next, your stretch. Let's say your stretch is 20,000. Now, stretch can be, it doesn't have to be exact. It's kind of like shooting for the moon, but still reasonable. Great. Now look how many you need at $1,000 to get 20,000. Now the cool thing is you're like, well, what if I offered my program at 2,500? The amount of work you have to do goes down.
Mhm.
It just means you need to get really good at say, the higher the price goes up, the better you need to get at communicating your offer.
Now you can change the price here too, right? So what if your offer is 500? Let's see. There you go.
Yeah. You can change the offer price.
Mm-hmm.
Want to change it back to 1,000, so because people are doing this in view only. Anyway, yeah, you guys got it. Next, check this out. This is the even more exciting part. So if your offer price is 1,000 and you want to know your conversions, and you convert 5% of the people who joined your challenge, you need a minimum of 136 people in your challenge to hit your minimum goal.
Now, 5% conversion rate is pretty low, especially if you follow all the trainings that we're going to be giving you over the next 12 weeks to build your challenge, because we're teaching you everything you need to know, the way to make your offers, the way to do your scripts, the way to tell your stories, all of the strategies and techniques and tools that we teach you throughout this training are going to lead most likely to a much higher conversion rate. So 5% is extremely low.
Especially if you're adding like a 1-to-1 with everybody in your challenge, that will blow your conversions out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just say you get 20% conversions. You only need to get 34 people in to hit your minimum goal. Got it?
55 to hit your target and 100 to hit your stretch.
Let's bump up your offer price to 2,500. Cool. You're getting 5%. Now you only need 54 people. That's a lot easier to get, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of first-time people who are hosting their challenges can get somewhere between 30 and 60 people in their first challenge.
If you're going for it. You know?
And it depends on your, like we were talking about earlier in today's call, your following on social media, your email list, and how big is your audience right now? How many one-to-one conversations are you willing to have just to get people to join your challenge? There's a lot that goes into it, but you guys should be able to easily get between 30 and 50 people in your first challenge if you want to.
Now, if you're converting at 14%, or at 20%, you only need 14 people in your challenge. How many of you here are like, I can get 14 people in my challenge? How many of you are confident you can get 14 people in your challenge?
And 20% conversion rate is pretty common, especially if you're a first challenge. First challenges usually go really, really well for people because you have a lot of people who are watching you just waiting to sign up for something. Yeah. And this is going to be their opportunity to do it.
And next week, we're going to work on community building so that you can get 14 people in your challenge, and also so that you are building your own unique communities that aren't just like like you inviting everybody from the Little Volcano into your challenge. Because if you invite everyone from the Little Volcano into your challenge, you're like, I got 14 people in my challenge.
They're not going to sign up.
They're not going to sign up.
Already in something.
They're already in something. So if you're getting your clients from other coaching programs, they're already in coaching programs. So the likelihood of signing up with you is a little bit lower. Does that make sense? Also, it breeds incestual coaching communities, which is not fun for anyone. So we're going to start teaching you how to build your own communities. That doesn't mean going and dipping into all these other communities to get your clients. Cool. Thank God.
Good. Okay. I think that's it for the success calculator. It's freaking amazing, you guys. And I see a lot of people typing in the chat, like, I dropped out of statistics class. Me too, totally failed. I used to not be a numbers person at all. And I have taught myself how to be literate in numbers and how to understand the stuff on a very basic level over the years. It's taken some hard work and some dedication to understand it all, but you can learn. I promise you guys can learn this stuff, and you're going to need to learn this stuff as a business owner. Okay. So right now, everybody who just said I failed statistics or dropped out, let's smash that limiting belief and turn it around into something more empowering. Because we're all coaches, right? What's your new empowering thought? Type that in the chat box. I love spreadsheets. I feel so empowered by numbers.
I mean, the other empowering thought is like, it's so cool that people create calculators where I don't have to do numbers.
Right? Kirsten,
for me.
We didn't make that calculator. Kirsten made that calculator. That's Kit's little sister.
I dreamed up the calculator.
Right. You dreamed it up, but Kirsten actually knows the formulas in Google Sheets to make the calculator, right? We don't even know that stuff.
But how amazing is that calculator? Like who's going to be using this as you plan your challenge?
Yeah. And Alana, LOL, now I do love spreadsheets. Spreadsheets are sexy. Exactly. All right, great. Cool. Awesome, guys. All right. So remember in the beginning of this training, we said, what are the two biggest hurdles in building your own online business? Time and money. We've covered money. Let's talk about time. Okay. So here's a little quote by Steve Jobs. People think focus means saying yes to the thing you've got to focus on, but that's not what it means at all. It means saying no to the 100 other good ideas that there are. You have to pick carefully. I'm actually as proud of the things we haven't done as the things I have done. Innovation is saying no to 1,000 things. How powerful is that quote?
I'm sweating over here. I'm getting called out by Steve Jobs.
Right? So what needs to change so that you make $500 or more before the next 6 weeks? Think about how you spend your day.
Or 5,000 or more, whatever it is, whatever your nut is.
And think about that nut. You choose how you spend every minute of every day. What are some of the things that suck most of your time that you can identify right now, right off the bat, as time sucks? Type it in the chat box. What are some of the biggest things that you waste time on? Oh, Caitlin, my job, but you're quitting. You're fine. So think about your job brings you income. It's not necessarily a time suck, although your job definitely can be a time suck. What else?
Your investor.
Yeah, your job is your investor.
That's right. Exactly. That's right.
So what are the things that are wasting your time that you're wasting your time doing right now? Maybe you guys have a long commute on a bus and a train every day to go to and from everywhere you go. Maybe you spend some time scrolling. How much TV do you watch every day or every week? How much time do you spend on Facebook not doing anything, looking at memes? How much time do you spend listening to or reading the news? How much time do you spend reading vampire books? That's been my we just had a vacation last week, and that's my way to relax, is just reading fantasy books. But it can get to a point where it's no longer restful and it actually becomes an energy suck, right?
Yeah.
So
one thing I just did is I just ordered pre-prep meals because I don't like cooking very much.
I actually love cooking, but we just don't have the time to do it very much. And then it becomes stressful, because we have to try and make something healthy without having the time to plan or go shopping. So yeah, we're starting to order more pre-prepped meals, pre-made meals. All right. So we've got scrolling, phone addiction. Okay. So
Yeah, I enjoy cooking too, but it's like, do I want to be cooking every single night? No. It's like plan your cooking for me. It's plan cooking when it's going to be joyful and fun and exciting with the family and all of that. And so it's like, just have someone else do the meal prep. And honestly, at this point, like our grocery bill is crazy. And I'm like, I think it would be cheaper to have someone else do this for us.
All right.
So get smart about where your time and energy is going.
And one of the biggest tools that Kit and I have learned to use over the last 4 years that has helped our business immensely is time blocking. Time blocking is so important to being able to be an entrepreneur of any kind. If you are your own boss, you have to have boundaries with your time. You have to understand that no one is going to be there to tell you what to do and when to do it. Okay, so how you time block is like this. This is how I tell all my clients when they first start working with me what to do to figure out their time and how they manage their time. Is you can make your own spreadsheet. You can draw it on a piece of paper if you want to, that just looks like columns and rows, right? And you write down how you spend your day. So I wake up at 7 a.m. every day. From 7 to 7:30, I meditate. From 7:30 to 8, I drink my coffee and brush my teeth and get ready for the day. From 8 to 8:30, I hang out with my baby. From 8:30 to 9, I do some yoga and get on my Peloton, right? And then from there, just go on and list out, track your days for a whole week like that. So on the left-hand side of the page, you'll have from the time you wake up in the morning to the time you go to bed. And then across the top of the page, it'll be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Spend a week doing this, tracking the activities that you do throughout the day, every day for a week. And then at the end of the week, you look back and you see, you can actually get a real visual of how much time you're losing. Scrolling, getting distracted, procrastinating, losing focus. I know for me, when I don't feel like doing something work related, I'll find something that I need to buy at a store and I'll say, I'm going to go run some errands.
Oh my God.
And I just go out and like, and it's great because, we always need stuff. Like we're a family and we have a baby and we pretty much have a farm in our yard, thanks to COVID. We've got chickens and all these plants and stuff. But so there's always something to do. There's always something to buy. There's always something to go get and take care of. The list never ends. However, if I can't focus on my work and get stuff done, then we don't have a business.
I'm dying here. If I don't feel like focusing, I'll find something that we need to buy. Oh my God. The honesty here is like making me fall in love with you all over again.
Thanks, babe. All right. So guys, so that's your assignment, is to time block for a week, check out what you spend your time doing, and then go back and look at your week and figure out where all your time is being wasted. Okay. And then what you want to do is make that same sheet, and you could do this in spreadsheet format on your computer, or you could do this just on a piece of paper. It's up to you. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to get it done. And again, you don't have to track every single minute of every day. Just use rough estimates. Okay. We don't want you spending all of your time doing this time blocking, right? This is about getting more time back into your life, not losing more time. And then the way you take the time blocking forward is you would make the same spreadsheet for the following week, and you would fill it in with how you want it to look.
If you don't want to use a spreadsheet, you can literally just go in, and after you scrolled on your phone for 30 minutes, type in, it was Wednesday at 1 p.m. I scrolled on my phone for 30 minutes, and you just type that in as an appointment like you already had it. So you don't have to use a spreadsheet. You could use Google Calendar.
Right, totally. Okay, cool. So time blocking is a technique that's used by some of the most brilliant minds in business, like Bill Gates and Elon Musk. They're both big time blockers. And it helps you plan your day in advance, with less unstructured time, right? You want to have non-negotiable free time that you are not doing anything. You are resting, you are relaxing, but you don't want to have a bunch of time where you don't know what you're supposed to be doing in that time. Okay. It can help you be more productive. It removes choice from the equation. You know that every Monday morning from 8 to 12, you are batching content for your social media. It's non-negotiable. You're not going to Costco to buy 40 rolls of toilet paper because, oops, we only have 8 left in the house. You're batching your content for the month. Okay. It removes choice from the equation.
It helps you become your own boss.
And it also intensifies your level of focus. If you know you only have 4 hours to batch that content, you're going to be popping out content in that 4 hours. You're not going to be like, well, like you're going to be cranking it out. It's how many of you guys work better when you have a little bit of pressure? A little bit, not too much. Okay. So that's time blocking. Do you guys understand time blocking? I'm sorry we don't have slides for you for that, but it's just a concept we wanted to talk a little bit about today. And I know you guys are seeing some stuff in the chat. So we've got
they're all about it.
Pomodoro. That's great. David, thank you for sharing that resource. I think it's a time blocking resource. Is it an app or something that helps you time block?
Yeah, it's just it's a way of working with how our brains work and how we focus. And so it's like 25-minute increments with 5 minutes of rest.
Cool.
Up to 2-hour blocks.
Cool.
Awesome.
I like that.
Yeah, thank you.
So,
Natalie, the first time I did time blocking is what made me realize it was time to quit my job. Yes,
Great.
Exactly.
Great. So in the Facebook group, if you're watching the replay, I'd love to see a screenshot of your time blocking. I'd love to hear a little bit about your experience, about what you learned. The more that you post, the more you'll just feel accountable and engaged for yourself. Right. And I think that's it.
Cool. Oh yeah, John Lee Dumas has a journal like this. It's great. He's an awesome person to follow. All right, cool. So money and time. So we taught you today how to set your target, minimum, and stretch goals, how to use the success calculator that you guys received from the Launch Your Challenge Bootcamp, and how to time block, how to take your time a little bit more seriously. So thank you for coming to this training today. We're going to go ahead and stop the recording and hop into the Q&A. Bye guys. For this Q&A. All right, guys. So what kind of questions do you have coming up for us around everything that we covered today? Amy, you were saying something about we have something, a Loom and a spreadsheet.
Yeah,
Yes.
so for BizCraft for healers, we have a spreadsheet and a Loom from that. If you want me to share that in the group.
For time blocking?
Yeah.
Yep, for sure. That'd be great. Thank you.
We could also pop that into the new membership site as a bonus as well.
Yeah, of course. We'll pop that in as a bonus.
Look at that. You recreate stuff, you create courses, all of a sudden you're like, oh, I have this old thing I did. I can use it as a bonus. Here, pop it in as a bonus. Sell the damn bonus.
All right, guys. So what did you learn from today's training about your goals, about your time and your money, thinking about your challenge? Did anything come as a surprise to you? Was there anything that you heard? You're like, oh, this makes more sense. What did you learn today? I want to know. You can come off mute and talk if you want to. But I got called out for what? For your time? For going to Costco? For getting distracted? What? Feeling inspired to get more clear with my money goals. Yes. Oh,
you're welcome.
Yeah, you guys we got to give you a good foundation to have a successful challenge. And that's what a lot of the trainings in week 1 are about. They're about laying the groundwork. Because you can learn all the strategy in the world. We can teach you all the ways to write the scripts and to get clients and all of that stuff. But if you don't know what you're doing with your time, and you don't know how to set money goals, then
don't know where you're going.
Yeah. So, an example of somebody that we know who followed a similar structure as our business, but didn't set money goals for herself. She was able to have a successful challenge, but then ended up not being able to continue to run her business because she didn't know how to set money goals. And so that is the last thing that we want to happen to anybody else, is somebody who says, here's the thing, we give you the keys to how to run a challenge. You bring in $30,000 or $80,000 in 1 month and you're like, woohoo! where you spend it all. And then you can't pay for like your email automations or your assistant or anything that you need. That's not what we want to happen.
No. So you need to understand how much money you need and how much money you're going to have to spend before you go and make it. So that you don't just go make a bunch of money and then spend it on Costco toilet paper. Spend it on like I don't know what you would spend it on, like vacations and buy a house and
right,
buy a new car.
Buying a house is great.
Yeah, it's great, but you need to understand how much you got coming in. So you've been putting off doing a budget for so long, and this is the week from your intuition. Your mantra is just do it. Mantra: the clearer you get, the richer you get. Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. But also with your mantra, I want you to include your goal, your number goal. So include an emotional piece and your number goal in there. You're not just going to clear, you're also going to richer. And how much richer are you going?
Yeah. When it comes to manifestation, law of attraction, and all of that stuff, it's great to have the mindset there. It's great to have the vibration there and to do the vision boards and to do all the spiritual woo-woo stuff. But if you don't have the follow through to back it up and the groundedness and the understanding of how all this stuff works, then you're only going to get so far. So, all right. Any questions for us, you guys? Are we all good? We can spend this time with whatever questions you have coming up. And if there's anything from this training that you want to, you felt like you needed more information, or was there something else that you wanted to learn about business-wise, money-wise, time-wise? Go ahead, Nicole.
So I wanted to ask, because the KIT sales calls are at 2 a.m. my time.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch the recordings. If I have any questions that come up, is there like a better call that I could kind of drop that question on? Could I drop it on this one, or maybe Rosie's one, or I don't know?
That's a great question.
Yeah, that's a really good question.
That is the only call that we have that's late in the evening for us. So I do apologize about that. What would be the best way for her to?
Probably one of these calls after a training or something where I do the training. So just save up questions for Kit, save up questions for Rosie.
Yeah, we're both pretty well versed in sales stuff, so I can generally answer anything on the Wednesday calls too.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Great question.
Yeah, those trainings are going to be awesome, and we're going to be recording those.
I
obviously,
love them.
Yeah.
Guess what I'm going to be doing tomorrow, right before that call? Working with my mentor. So I want to pass down the most powerful vibration to all of you. That's what you'll be doing with your clients too, is when you are launching your programs, when you're coaching, you'll be working with us and passing down all of that juicy goodness that you're filling yourself up with.
All right, guys. Well, if nobody else has any more questions for us, we will hop off, even though we have time. Any other questions?
Any more questions?
Can I ask a question about our meeting earlier?
Sure.
Yeah. So what would your best words of advice or wisdom of building your client, like your following?
We'll be working on that tomorrow.
Well, we were just.
But yeah. Or we're going to be working on it next week. But yeah, Rosie can answer that too.
I was just talking with them about it in the call before. So words of advice, words of wisdom on building your following. It's exactly what I said in the call earlier. It was one of the first things I said, which is find the thing that feels aligned with you, that lights you up, that you can't wait to do, and the thing that gets the most response from people. And generally it's going to be the same thing. So an example of that is when Kit and I, when we were creating the outline for this training, we were really thinking about all the factors that helped create success for us. And one of those factors was that we spent all of 2017, the entire year, just putting ourselves out there in every way, shape, and form we could possibly think of. Do you guys remember Periscope? That was a thing for a while, right? Periscope. It was like before Facebook Live and all that other stuff. So like literally whatever way. So we were doing free webinars. We were giving away yoga classes free twice a week in our Volcano Love Tribe group. We were doing like group coaching. We were offering discovery calls multiple times a week to multiple different people, one-to-one discovery calls that were just sales calls. You know, we were making offers as often as possible. And we were time blocking the shit out of our days. Like we were time blocking in bathroom breaks and baths and dinner, eating, you know, meal breaks. And I mean, it was ridiculous. Every single minute of the day was time blocked with something
Don't
different.
go that far.
Well, I'm about to tell them why. So we tried to do that for about like a month, and it was driving us so crazy. And we were burning the candle at both ends so much that I actually had like I got sick. I had like a viral response, and my body just turned like had a fever for a whole month.
Oh, you were also working with someone else that time too.
Because I still had a side job, right? I still had a side job. I was training for a marathon, and I was building the little volcano, and literally did not have a single second of free time in any day. And my body was just like, boom, you're done. And I got a fever for a whole month. It was totally like inexplicable, and nothing would help it. So I was forced to slow down, right? And it was sometime in that time where we were looking at our time blocks. We were trying to figure out, how can we get ourselves out there more? How can we get more people to see what we're doing? What could we possibly do more of? And I was just like, my body was telling me like, you're done with this time blocking stuff. You're done with this like to-do list. And it just said, go get in the bath. And I said, babe, let's just go get in the bath and turn on Facebook Live and talk about manifestation. And Kit was, of course, like, okay, because like that's what we do when one of us has a crazy idea. We just go, okay. And so we went in our bathroom, set up a little tripod, turned on Facebook Live. And we said, welcome to Manifestation Bathtub. And we did a live video at 10 a.m. every Wednesday morning for a whole year called Manifestation Bathtub. It was our little show where we talked about law of attraction. Sometimes we had guests come on and join us to talk about the law of attraction. And guess what? You know how many people told us for years afterwards? I was introduced to you through the bathtub. I saw you guys in the bathtub one day. That's why I'm your client now. I saw you in the bathtub. So many of our clients, like, oh, was there an MTV show with somebody in a bathtub? I want to know about that. Nicole was amazing. You know, it was ridiculous. And a lot of people
Nicole was what?
Introduced to us through the bathtub.
You were? Tell me more.
Well, she knows us through Forest Yoga.
So I was following you guys. And I think one of the, like my memory, one of the first things I remember was seeing you guys get into it. I was like, what are they doing? So I was intrigued.
It's intriguing. It's memorable. Most people, if you're going through your scroll and you see two crazy fuckers in wigs in a bathtub, you're like, what are they doing?
I still had boobs at that point too.
Yeah. And like, at first we were just getting naked because we didn't really think about it. We were trying to cover ourselves up, and then later we would just wear bathing suits. But
I would like if you go back in the old archives of our YouTube channel, you can see me with tits in the bathtub.
Sometimes you just put like tape over them. Yeah. So anyway, guys, and Adon, you know, that ended up being one of the easiest, funnest, weirdest ways to get clients and to build an audience, but it worked really well and we loved doing it. So from there, you know, you just start to diversify, you start to automate, and things can start to run on their own at some point. But in the beginning, you do have to just try everything yourself and figure out what works the best.
The other thing too is have a life outside your business. It's really important. Like follow things that interest you. Get out and meet people. Now that COVID is being lifted, that's something that you can do. But I have a lot of people that signed up for our challenge because I met them at a CrossFit gym, you know, or
well, yeah. The other thing I was telling them about was, or I think maybe we talked about it. Anyway, I was talking about it this week to somebody, was that in that first year in 2017, in addition to just putting ourselves out there as often as possible online, we also made an intention to travel as often as possible, to go to Forest Yoga workshops and Forest Yoga teacher trainings, attend the morning intensives, and people just knew who we were, you know, and that was a big way that we started to build our following.
And this is what I call being in your power in the presence of people. This is how you actually build community. This is how you put your work out there. Is you don't just show up to like, Facebook Live works, but show up where people are going to be and be your best self. Give value, give love, give connection. That's it. We go to, big Forest Yoga teacher trainings. We show up, we be our best selves. We put our baggage on the table, we dance, we have fun, we celebrate, we connect with people. We did that one day. We got, I don't know how many people at that training became our clients just because we showed up
in Chicago,
in our power.
Oh my God, yeah.
In our power. So when you go out in public, you just let your baggage go and you show up in your power, and you'll make connections with people. And honestly, coaching and networking events are cool, but often, and if your heart is really, your intuition is calling you towards those, cool, do it. But show up things that aren't coaching related, because it's about building a
it's
community.
about finding the people who need coaching. And oftentimes, yes, coaches need coaches, but it's a super saturated market.
It becomes an incestual market.
Yeah.
So yeah. Follow your joy, follow your bliss, have fun, get involved in groups, get involved in communities, and show up as someone who can contribute. You start doing that online, you start doing that in person, and you'll build community. And the reason why Rosie and I shot out of the gate with our coaching community and our coaching company is because this is just who we are. This is what we do, is we give, we share, we're generous, we're kind to people, we listen, we are also okay to have the spotlight on us, and we just do that because it's who we are. So show up as you are in your power, and you'll start attracting people who are they got something that I want. It's also, that's why your business is a reflection of your spirit, of your spiritual growth, is because sometimes your baggage shows up and it's I'm feeling insecure right now. And your business will mirror that. And when you heal yourself, you overcome your baggage, you show up everywhere as your best self. Or, you show up vulnerably, you show up all in, you'll start to attract people. And the other thing too is when you guys get into marketing and posting on your copy posts, which we'll get into the next couple of weeks, this is how I know my post is going to be huge. Do I feel a twinge of fear and a twinge of excitement right before I post it? If you're doing that and in your marketing and you're pushing yourself to grow, you're pushing yourself to be bigger, you're pushing yourself beyond your limitations, people will see that and it will draw attention to you. My most recent post I wrote, the other day I was writing it and I just felt so touched by the experience that I was sharing that I was literally almost crying as I posted it. And also because it's pushing my vulnerable edge. And it got let me see how many posts it got, how many likes it got on Facebook. Let's see, 194
Instagram.
On Instagram, 194 on Instagram. My post right before that, 47. The one I posted yesterday, no, 54. Not sure why, but yeah. Push, it's not always about the likes either. Sometimes it's about the private messages you get. It's just about putting yourself out there consistently, not necessarily about what you're going to get back, but just because you're here to stand in your power, you're here to be seen, you're here to show yourself, and you're here to help people.
All right, David.
I got a few questions. So first question is, I'm trying to understand the sales call and the approach that I should be taking with it. So right now I'm taking the approach from the Prosperous Coach, and doing the 2 hours with any prospective client. And I haven't had many people. I think I've had 2 clients come in like since I switched to 2 hours, but both of them have converted.
Great.
Yeah. And so when I hear sales call, I'm guessing like a half hour like pitch call, but yeah, I'm curious what you mean and how you compare what you do to what they say in the Prosperous Coach.
Sure. I love the Prosperous Coach, by the way. It's one of our curriculum books in the foundations program. So we make everybody who comes through our coach training program read it twice. Kit and I've read it like, I don't know, a dozen times, listened to it. It's an amazing book. So if you guys haven't read that, totally check it out. And what David's referring to is he talks about inviting people to a powerful, life-changing coaching conversation, right? And then spending at least 2 hours with them. And essentially, if you spend at least 2 hours with them, taking them through coaching processes, and then you make an offer at the end, then that's the way that he converts people. There's 2 authors of the book. Yes and yes, David, it depends on what the offer is. Right? If you're having a one-to-one sales conversation with somebody about signing up for your $29 challenge, you generally don't need 2 hours. You need 15 minutes, maybe. And there are some sales conversations where depending on how much rapport you already have with someone, you may only need 15 minutes, 30 minutes. For a $10,000 program, it really just depends. Everybody's different. If you're getting on a call with somebody that you don't know at all, who's a complete stranger to you, generally, if it's a higher ticket offer over $1,000, you will have to spend a little bit more time with them.
I have so much to say on this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so good. So we're going to be getting into this on Thursday, but David, my question for you, and it's a spicy one. How much time do you need to spend with a woman before she'll sleep with you?
That is a spicy one. I think the better question is how much time do I want to spend with a woman before I sleep with her?
Oh, shit. It's both. And that's an amazing answer. And the reason I asked that question is because sex and sales are both about energetics. They're both about harmony. They're about understanding each other. They're about building rapport. They're about building connection. And it's a sacred process. And the ethical salespeople will be listening to themselves like, is this the right fit for me? Do I want to go into this relationship with this person? Am I doing this with good intentions? Is there any reservations in me? And if you're going, especially into a long-term relationship with a woman, a partner, a man, something in between, a Kit volcano, or a coaching relationship with somebody, it's a long-term committed relationship. And you want to be clear with your intentions. If you're looking for a long-term partner, be honest about it. If you know what you want in a partner, you're like, hey, my goals are marriage. My goals are this. My goals are this. I'm not looking to just date. It's good to get that on the table. And it's the same thing for sales, like little offers, big offers. If you're just looking for a one-night thing, or you're just looking for a challenge, but you're open to more. That's kind of what like challenges are about. It's like, here, date me, have fun. Let's go through this thing. And then once you're getting into those longer 2-hour conversations, what you're really doing is you're really feeling out your harmony with this person.
Mm-hmm.
And when they pay you, it's kind of like sealing the deal. It's like, this is a sacred process where we are going through initiation and I'm committing to changing your life.
Mm-hmm.
And my mentor personally, he will spend 2 hours on a call with someone.
But he's also probably offering them
He's offering a $25,000 program.
Yes.
And I'm so excited to teach you guys this. I'm so excited for you guys to watch my group calls. What I'm doing when I'm on a sales call is I'm feeling out my own energetic incongruencies, and I'm feeling for the other person's energetic incongruencies before I ask for the sale. And I'm inquiring about them and clearing them out before I ask for the sale. So, and you'll watch me do this on coaching calls. You'll watch me do this in group coaching. My group coaching was a little bit off in Launch Your Challenge Bootcamp because it was a first time thing. But you'll watch in the gist. And what I'm doing is I'm building understanding. I'm building presence. I'm building trust. I'm listening to what they're saying. I'm not trying to get a sale. I'm not. I'm understanding why they want to do it. I'm understanding who they are. I'm understanding what they struggle with. I'm understanding why is this important to them? I'm understanding what they're afraid of. And if I feel like a weird energetic inconsistency with them, like they're saying one thing and then being another way, I'll ask them about it. Because what I'm doing is I'm saying, like, I'm moving into a year-long relationship with you. I'm bringing you into this really incredible sacred thing that I have. And I see something that is off, and I need to actually protect, like I need to make sure that you're congruent with this. So if I have somebody that's like, yeah, I'm all in, I want to do this. And they're like, yeah, I'm not going to pay. I'm like, yeah, I don't, then you're not all in. Like, I'll be honest with them. And like, honesty is one of the most important things that you can do before having sex with somebody, right? Same with before you used to give them a sale. It's really about being a conscious lover and a conscious salesperson. Building a really deep relationship with somebody. And it takes a level of stalking your own shit in the moment. Like, ooh, gosh, I'm holding back right here because I'm really trying to get money. Run the filter of, I'm holding back right here because I'm really trying to get laid tonight. That's icky, right? If you wouldn't do it if it would be icky on a date, it would be icky on a sales call.
Yeah. One other thing I want to add to what Kit is saying is what I mentioned in the tech call earlier today, which is the convincer factor, which can also be analogous to sleeping with someone as well. Like, for me, I'm not the type of person who sleeps with anyone on the first date. With Kit, it was the second date, but usually I had known Kit for 5 years. Okay. We had been friends for 5 years. So I'm the type of person who needs to get to know somebody and before that I can do that. Right. So when we're looking at coaches to hire, when we're thinking about making a big investment in something, I would want to follow that person. I will want to see the numbers for their business. I will want to see testimonials from their clients. Maybe I'll do their challenge, but I might only need one actual sales conversation with that person before I say yes. Does that make sense, you guys? So this is why it's important to get yourself out there as much as possible to build that know, like, and trust factor, to expose yourself ethically in a way that allows people to get to know you and give them that convincer factor.
No dick pics.
Right? No dick pics. But like, vulnerability is good, but the analogies are just like also blended right now. But do you know what I mean? Social media posts, blogs, podcasts, whatever it is, emails, any type of value that you're giving to your audience. That is building the convincer factor, and it's allowing people to see who you are before you make the proposition of taking their money.
And that's why when you do a challenge, challenges are super, super powerful ways to build relationships with clients, because many of you will go through multiple challenges and they'll start to build that convincer factor. They'll start to know, like, and trust you. Right. Then also having group coaching calls during your challenge, because it's not always just the way that they treat you. It's watching. It's like, it's not always the way that I'm treating you, David. It's sometimes you watching me interact with Alana, or watching me interact with the Dawn, or watching me interact with Nicole, that you're like, oh, damn, I need to work with this person.
Right.
So it's giving them a multiple perspective lens on who you are. And it's the same thing with dating. You don't just decide that you're going to get into a long-term relationship by the way that they treat you. You also go out to parties and you watch how they are when they're drunk, right? You watch how they treat your family. You watch how they treat strangers
or their exes. That says a lot about a person, right?
As a deciding, as a deciding factor if you want to take the relationship further. Sex and sales are the same damn thing.
Yeah. So hopefully
Does that help?
gave you some information.
So
Yeah, that's super helpful.
and the reason a 2 hour, I really love the 2 hour calls. If you're, it's dependent on what you're offering, you know?
Yeah.
Like if you're scrolling on Grindr, gay sex app, and you're like literally just looking to like get a quick hit, you're not going to pay a lot for it, and you're not going to get a lot of it's like you're really, it depends on the quality of the relationship that you're getting and you're giving.
Exactly.
If you're wanting a $10,000 client,
2 hour call is
a
going
2 hour
to be
call
worth
is going to be really worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
You're building, and it depends on everything. You'll feel it too with them.
Mm-hmm.
You'll feel the energetic connection and when it's right to offer the sale.
And congratulations on closing those 2 people with the 2 hour calls. That's amazing.
Oh yeah.
Well, how much for the offers, by the way, just out of curiosity?
$3,000 for 3 months.
Great. That's awesome.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I have one other question.
Mhm.
So one of those people I actually had a call with last night, and it was a discovery call, and I closed the deal. And he was
you
the
just
first.
closed one last night?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Thanks.
Wow. Very cool.
And so he came in through Instagram, and he's the first lead that I've ever seen come in like directly to book a call with me from Instagram, who I didn't, no referral, like I didn't know at all. And
Awesome.
so after our talk, I thought like, okay, maybe, and then I was like, okay, maybe I need to do social media more. And I realized
that works.
yeah, and I realized that I have to have a ceremony around like stepping into a new relationship with social media.
Yes.
Because it feels like I just need a different relationship with social media. So I'm wondering what you two think of that relationship, and like how often to post, what kind of content, like story versus IGTV versus short videos versus quotes. Like, do you have any general thoughts on that? Like, and this is like, I'm still courting social media, and I'm not ready to like fully dive in. So yeah, what would you think?
So I have a social media addiction, and I've recently deleted Facebook off my phone because of how much social media can take from me.
Yeah.
So I feel really confident answering this because I totally understand like the need and desire to with social media. I use it as a tool for my creative expression. I use it as a tool
connection too,
to share,
mm-hmm.
to give, to put my work out there in a like no expectations kind of way. I use it as a tool for my authenticity. And so often I will post after I meditate in the morning or the evening.
Mm-hmm.
And why I do that is because in my meditation, like something is happening in my subconscious brain where I'm processing something, and it's almost like I'll get a little intuitive hit on what I need to share, and then I'll do the work of sitting there. I won't know exactly what I need to share, but I'll do the work of sitting there and sifting and sorting through it, because that's who I'm here to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm doing the work of putting it out there because that's what I'm here to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's not because I'm trying to get a client or whatever. It's not because I'm being like sleazy and trying to follow an algorithm. It's more like I'm committed to this journey as a coach. I'm committed to helping people. I'm committed to putting my work out there. And so
algorithms,
yeah. So like,
I'm just kidding.
In my meditation time, I also include after that is some sort of creativity time. And you'll like between once and 5 times a week, I'll make a post because I'm going within, digesting and healing my own stuff, having something profound happen, and I'm sharing it as wisdom.
Mhm. So to be the balance of that, because it takes both me and Kit to run the business. And that's, we have the privilege of saying something like that from the perspective where we're at, where a business brings in money, whether we post on social media or not right now. But in the beginning, it actually wasn't like that. We were following very strategic copywriting post strategies, with calls to action and taglines and hashtags and schedules and link trees and all the stuff that we talked about in the tech call earlier today. Right. And so it does have to be a balance of the two. And in fact, we were up until recently paying somebody on our social media on Instagram to take the videos that we made and turn them into posts and turn them into quote cards and all of that kind of stuff. And like I said, we did the manifestation bathtub thing. It was a Facebook Live. Now this is 2017. Everything's changed since then. But back then it was once a week, every week we do manifestation bathtub, and it was fun and it was from our heart, but it was also a marketing tool as well.
Yeah.
So there's got to be a balance to it for sure. And I love the idea, David, of having a ceremony around reconfiguring your relationship with social media. I think that's a beautiful way to look at it, letting go of all the limiting beliefs that you've held about social media in the past, and now looking at it as a sacred responsibility. And it's a sacred responsibility that you have to get yourself out there so that the people who are meant to be your dream clients can find you. That's your sacred responsibility. Like you have a job to do, man. Like you have people to help. And a lot of those people are going to find you through Instagram or Facebook or whatever, right? So there's got to be a balance. And I believe that it's good to have the intuitively timed posts that you get downloads right after a meditation, because those always hit home, right? Doing it in the moment when you feel the feelings. But it's also good to have a balance of posts that are just consistent and that are in line with your branding and with your 5 pillars that we talked about as well. And those can be the ones that you batch at the beginning of the month, you put them in your scheduler and they just go out automatically. And then the intuitive ones, the ones that you get downloads about, you can post those whenever you want to. And, like Kit was saying, like that post got 194 likes or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's more than what
I was
normal
literally
posts
like
get.
almost crying while I posted it. And Rosie was sitting in bed next to me looking over my shoulder. I'm like, get out of here.
Well, she's like, can I read it yet? Can I read it yet? Can I read it yet? Because I could tell it was going to be a good one because he was taking a long time to write it. And I always I can't wait to go on my phone and see what he wrote.
And honestly, it's the times when your spirit like wants to hide. Like I didn't want anyone reading that post. I was so scared to post it. And it's the post that you post where you're like, oh my God, I can't look anyone in the eyes for 30 seconds after they're reading it. Those are the ones that really, really just expand you as a spirit here to grow yourself, but also expand your business.
Yeah. Michelle had a really good question. She said, how do you work out when they're likely to be time wasters? And I'm assuming you're talking about people on sales calls, discovery calls. She said, I found myself on long discovery calls in the past where they took away a lot of value, but didn't sign up. So there's a couple different reasons why that might happen. Number one, it sounds like maybe we need to work with you around handling objections.
I guess my question is, I need to know more.
Okay, but and then hold on, can I finish what I was saying first? Okay. Another thing is there are gonna be people who waste your time. So it's just gonna happen, unfortunately. And you start to feel into that very quickly. Who are those people? And my advice to you is just to stop giving them your time. Let them come to your challenge. Let them do the stuff where it doesn't cost you any extra to give them your energy. But stop giving them your one-to-one time. Yeah, it's because it's not worth it. And then when and if they are ready to actually sign up for something, they'll let you know. And we have a lot of people like that in our community where in the beginning, we would spend a lot of time trying to get them to join something, or, they were interested. They wanted to be there. They wanted us to coach them, and they would just say, no.
There's nothing more powerful than an honest truth. Hey, blah, blah, blah. You've been on 9 challenges. You get on the group calls every single time. Oh, this is actually a good one. Who is it? Kelly. Oh, she's not here. Dang. Kelly. She's been on almost every single one of our Just challenges. She's been on all of the group calls. And during the group coaching call, I said to her, she said something like, what if you're just getting started? And I said, you've been working us for 3 months or 3 years. And you've never signed up for a program. And for 3 years, you've been just getting started. Why do you think that is? So are you going to be just getting started in 3 more years because you haven't signed up for a program? Or are you going to sign up now? And she's like, damn. So it's honesty. It's like, it's like laying out the pattern that you're seeing in them and calling them on it, because truthfully, they're not signing up for you because they want another friend. They're signing up for a coach because they want someone to help them. And if you are not willing to observe reality and speak to it and call them up to something bigger, you're not a coach. Does that make sense?
So yeah, I have some questions too, Michelle. When you say they took away a lot of value, but they didn't sign up, can you give me a couple examples of how that's happened? Like, did they say something like, yes, I love this, it sounds amazing, but I just don't have the money right now? Or like,
so it might be an issue with the way I'm closing the calls, because I don't like to be pushy. So I like to give them time to think about it and then come back to them and say, so have you had to think about it? I don't know if that's the right or wrong way or what, but so yeah, when I say they went away with a lot of value, I'll give an example. There's one guy, I really thought he would sign up. He was saying things like, you really sound like you're the perfect person to deal with this sort of issue. And I coached him, and I also educated him a lot. And he had some pretty big kind of realizations in that kind of half-hour call. And yeah, I expected him to sign up, having, realized all of these things that he's been feeling so lost about for so many years. And then he didn't. But I don't know if this was a mistake, but I said to him, what I recommend is to read this book and read this thing, and to do that in parallel to our sessions together. That the only way this is going to work is if we do both of those in combination, because I feel like you do need to educate yourself about like codependency in this instance, right?
So what I hear is you're working with him on codependency. How codependent was it to give away all of that information to him?
Right.
Sometimes we give away too much on the initial call because we want so deeply to help people. And it's kind of like, why buy the milk when you can get the cow for free, or why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free?
Yeah.
Whatever, right? Sometimes that
you hold back on stuff then during that call.
Yeah, in a way, yes, because you want them to understand that the information, the experience, the knowledge that you have is valuable. Right. And that we're going to teach you guys all about how to have an enrollment conversation and what the process is. And people will get such immense value out of just this style of enrollment that we're going to teach you. And it's all just based around their vision and all the obstacles that are in their way of them hitting their vision. Telling them like, hey, I've got the answer for you. How much would that be worth to you? Are you willing to sign up today? And I'm going to tell you that most people, I think there's some statistics out there about this, but if people don't sign up by the end of that day, or even on the call with you right then and there, the chances that they'll sign up after that go down by 50%. So it's like, as soon as you hang up the phone, as soon as you hang up Zoom, the chances that they'll actually say yes go down by 50%. If they wait another day after that, it's like close to zero. Which is why we do our offers the way we do them, with the time sensitive bonuses, the full pay bonuses. That's another thing with payment plans. People are a lot less likely to finish a payment plan, but if they pay in full, they're going to finish the program. That's why we offer such big incentives for people to pay in full.
How many of you would still be working on your challenge right now if you didn't sign up?
From the Launch Your Challenge Bootcamp.
How many of you would already drop that shit?
Yeah. So who knows? But so there's a lot of different factors that go into it, but just know that we will be covering a lot of information around sales, around enrollment conversations. And it is powerful, very, very powerful to take someone's credit card right then there on the call. Or have them send you a Venmo or whatever it is. And we've created a fun dance party out of it, and somebody, you didn't get to see this because you signed up later, huh? Yeah. Okay. So Michelle didn't get to see some of these things happening during the Launch Your Bootcamp Challenge, but you'll get to see this during the GIST Challenge, Michelle, when you guys observe the group coaching calls. Kit is, you know, he'll have 5 people lined up with their credit cards being like, can I go next? Can I go next? Can I put a deposit down next? And we make it a fun party. We're like, yes, let's celebrate you investing in you right now. I want to be with you when you hit enter. We're going to put on your favorite dance song and we're all going to celebrate you. And it'll be like 20, 30 people on this call, all dancing with this person as they put down their deposit, because it should be a celebration. It shouldn't be this like scary thing that you do by yourself after you've hung up the call. And then you're like, wait a minute, what am I paying for again? Why is this so expensive? Oh, my partner said that our washer just broke. We need a new washing machine. Never mind. Can't do it. Too late. Right. And then their vision just goes out the window.
Michelle, the other thing I want to give you with sales, and we're going to get into this on Thursday, and I'm super pumped, is about authenticity. What I want you guys to flip to is, I don't need my clients, they need me. So that first it's a frame of mind, and then it's authenticity. It's, I don't need my the frame I want you to have is, I don't need my clients, they need me. Because if you are going into a call like, I need a client, I need this really bad, you're fucked, because you're going to sacrifice your truth, your authenticity, your power, because you're trying to get something. And that right there is codependency and manipulation. So if you need to have a side job to support you so that you can be in flow and just be yourself in your business, I highly recommend it. Number 2, authenticity. You don't want to sign on any headaches. I don't want to change myself on a sales call to try to get somebody to be my client, to then have to go keep up that facade later on, because that to me is building.
No one's going to win.
That to me is building a nightmare, not a business that I love.
Yeah.
So when you get on the call, you're like, who do I want to be in my business? How free do I want to be? How me do I want to be? And you show up to your sales calls like that. And if they say no to you, thank fucking God, because they're saying no, because you don't want to have to change yourself for a client.
For me, it like when they say no, yes, I'm disappointed for myself, but I'm even more sad for them, because they're not actually getting to the result that they want to get to. Instead, they're just taking bits and pieces from different places and thinking that they can sort it out on their own. But you just don't get there.
Right there. That's what you need to say. That's the honest truth. That's the authentic Michelle. God, you're like, whoever this person you're talking to, dude, I'm actually really sad for you, because you've told me that you're taking bits and pieces from all these other places. You've been doing that for the past 6 years. It's not working.
It's not working.
And you just told me how much I'm going to change your life. And you're like, I'm going to go back to my old pattern. You know what? I don't want you as a client, because if that's how you're going to show up, fine. Yeah. You can go back to that. Take it away from them. Because honestly, like, think about it like sex. If somebody's coming to you with that same bullshit baggage energy, do you want them like becoming your long-term boyfriend?
Yeah, you're awesome. I love you. Never texting you again.
Hell no. Don't stand for that behavior. And call it out.
Right, though, it's that really kind of clicked for me when you said that that it's my codependency issues. I'm trying to rescue them all in half an hour, right?
Good. Let me show you something we have right here.
But then it's like, right, yeah. But then it's like, where do you draw the line between offering enough value to sell it to them and overgiving? So not crossing that line.
That's the thing, is that, so first you want to spend all of your sales call understanding them, understanding all their bullshit, understanding all of their pain, understanding all their dreams, understanding all of their desires. You could spend an hour doing that, understanding why they want this so bad, understanding if you can help them, understanding if your program's a fit based on what they're telling you, understanding if you want to work with them as your client. Then, and only then, if it's a full yes for you and you can feel they're ready to, you can feel that they've laid out all of their stuff and they're honest and ready to commit, then you say, this is my program. You'll do one-to-ones and we'll help you with this, what they told you. You'll have a group call, it'll help you with this, what they told you. You'll have content. And oh God, on week 3, the content that I'm going to teach you is going to help you with this. Boom.
We have all the offers trainings in unit 3.
Outcome. Don't help them.
Yeah,
Okay.
all the offer trainings are in unit 3.
Educate them how your program is going to help them. Don't help them.
Mhm.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Because I've just been giving them a sample of me coaching them and on a very short period of time and then showing them that's what you'll get. But yeah, I get that.
Yeah, and you know, we do that on sales calls sometimes too. You know, we've definitely done that technique and with varied results. But again, you have to find the nuance within it.
And you are coaching them,
Mhm.
but you are coaching them.
Around their own blocks of
That's cool. You're
What?
coaching them around their commitment issues to actually getting help.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
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 Does that make more
That's what you're
sense?
coaching them on. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll write that down.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. And I think we know from experience, personal experience, it's especially difficult to convince codependents it's okay to accept help. So, but you can do it. You can do it. So we speak from experience with that too. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap up today, guys, because it's going past the half hour.
Oh,
now,
you get me
so-
talking about sales and I get spicy.
You know, just
Get so
just
excited.
hold it. Although I think Michelle and Nicole both are not going to be able to be at those calls because they're in the UK. So it's too bad. Maybe we could have one at another time during this training so that you guys can be there live.
Oh no, we're already giving way more
Oh,
than
I'm
we've
just
committed.
throwing
No,
the
no, no.
idea out there.
My time is my time. I'm not codependent. You guys can come when we're here and ask, and I'll always go over because I'll always be in a flow, but I'm not scheduling any more damn meetings for myself.
All right. So we love you guys. Thank you so much for being here today. And again, remember, if you have any questions, just stay on for the Q&As after each Wednesday session. And, you know, obviously today we went into all different types of territories. So it's not just limited to the topic that we're talking about that day.
Yeah.
It can be anything that's coming up for you guys.
And the other thing too is honestly, like, you don't even need to be on those sexy sales calls. You can watch the replay. When I need to get into sales mode, I don't need my mentor live. I go and I watch the replay and pick up the energy.
Cool.
You can do that. You'll be good.
All right.
You'll all be asking the same questions. If you have other questions, you can come on the Q&As on Wednesdays and yeah.
Cool.
Ask me about the sales stuff though.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.